and this is the first season of the Rain series. The droplets that fell from Summer are trying to torment and capture the people within a few minutes. Meet Simon, a 16-year-old boy. He wants to present himself to his friends openly. Laughing and chatting, his friend's grandmother, Frederick, who was flying the check to his daughter's school, suddenly arrives. He quickly takes his daughter away and orders the others to go to the rock houses quickly. Frederick works as a leader in the company called Apollon. Looking at the city, these lights flicker because of the noise. Using cunning, they take the car and leave with a sack. Simon's father, Rasmus, does not check his cigarette, and Frederick, who has been warned, places a Kalina on the car in front of the house. Knowing that time is running out, Frederick decides to walk instead of arguing with the driver. Soon they arrive at a bunker stolen from the Apollon area. Inside, hungry, the dripping rain falls on the floor. Not understanding what is happening, the children become very scared. Frederick is forced to go outside because only he can stop the virus. Before leaving, he must care for Simon. The children's mother seems truly scared of the boys. Suddenly, someone knocks on the door. The woman, Frederick, knowing she might be vulnerable, warns the children not to cause trouble. But the situation, two more troublemakers appear and oppose them. The man suffering from the virus begins to suffer from it, and the frightened woman urgently orders the goat to be released. No matter how much the children try, they are forced to release the goat, and the woman without ears suffers and dies painfully with the children. Understanding what to do, the children do not leave the narrow room. The boy shoots and... After that, the dispatcher calls the troops, and during the call they see that all these bunkers have been taken. Simon tries to establish communication with them, but it is useless. The radio team leaves, and outside they try to establish communication with those coming. This gives hope. They see communication with a separate person named Philip. He is trapped in the prison. He talks about his cunning plan, and Simon attacks his grandfather for help but soon loses consciousness. After his grandfather saves the world, Simon's father promises to return. They start living there, and days turn into weeks, weeks into months, months into... Rasmus turned 17 years old. He became impatient with the boy who came to the city. His mind was disturbed. Someone tries not to lose hope, but after some time he begins to shout with his grandfather and the survivors. Rasmus knows that his grandfather will never return and his mother. One night Simon loses patience. Taking advantage of Rasmus's absence, the girl dresses in a costume and opens the bunker where 6 people are sleeping, hearing the frozen cries of his mother's son inside. His remains are rarely seen, but no one finds anything. However, the survivors somehow leave a trick. The city sees a man arriving at the quarantine checkpoint, showing several signs of illness. Someone learns the signs but only encounters those bitten by ticks. Seeing this, the girl realizes that no one remains in the world and life before the virus will never return. The next day, Simon says that since going outside he has not seen any trick human beings. After this, they decide to leave the bunker tomorrow and silently observe. Suddenly, the bunker's air stops and inside the cutting edge begins. Simon tries to calm down, but then another visitor arrives. At night, the trick guards watching Simon arrive trap the dead people. The leader says they came to kill these people, but the dead people have been quietly destroying everything for 6 years. Seeing that nothing remains, the guards... Simon and Rasmus are locked up by the survivors, but someone tells them to find out where the other bunkers are located so they can escape. This gives hope, and Martin welcomes them to his guard. Since 90% of humanity has been wiped out and the survivors are fighting for their lives against the living. They now plan to become mercenaries in the modern world, killing people for money. After this event, a young man named Patrick and Martin begin searching for money. One day, they encounter a human guard. Their leader is Beatrice. They give a lot of money and continue their search. Beatrice forces Martin to perform an unarmed jump for extra bonuses. Currently, the guard has taken over the second bunker. Most of the time, Simon is not seen. Rasmus and Beatrice soon reconcile without wasting time. The guard does not stop in any building. Here Simon looks like a lost animal. The boy who lit the girl immediately starts to curse her. The next day the fight continues. The town is flooded by Rasmus's water and Martin tries to stop it, but Simon stops him. Rasmus's lucky situation is due to a blocked water pipe, but it is clear that water is leaking from the junction. After this event, they move to the second bunker. At this time, Simon sees everything on the phone. The phone only works for his grandfather, so he knows something happened here. The girl tells her father and opens the phone, watching such videos. In the videos, Frederick's leader is seen planning to go to the Apollon headquarters in Sweden, the house. But Martin refuses this because there is enough food and supplies here. The woman continues to live without hope. Waking up, Beatrice learns about the survivors' plans and leaves with Martin to search for them. Martin stays here with his friend Patrick. This does not suit Martin because he was confused about what to do with his friend. Meanwhile, the outsiders arrive at the center called Kapunka. Together, they terrorize the residents. After hours and fighting, they stop to wait for reinforcements. Jim and Lee enter a nearby shop to buy supplies and leave quickly. Beatrice and Rasmus separate. Rasmus and Beatrice go to the district where the girl was born. Seeing the house she lived in, she breaks down and starts crying in rows. Because of this, Rasmus calls his sisters to cheer her up. The rain stops and the journey continues. Resup is a strict girl. She drinks alcohol from a bottle before going to the city. Rasmus demands his stolen weapons from the debtors. Then Martin and Petruk arrive on time, but the thief escapes from Rasmus's pursuit. Someone, hearing of another bunker nearby, must take his father's shot to that place. But despite the difficulties, they try their best to save Rasmus's life. In a flashback, Martin shows us Beatrice's brothers group. They fight their way out and climb to the top. Beatrice shows Martin the house where her brother's child lived. Wait, this poppy house belongs to a man. In the last scene, Martin shows someone the last bunker he found. The bunker is surrounded by high walls that have not been infected by the virus. Martin guesses that the walls are not infected by the virus. This gives hope for the guards to know how to survive. So first,
if you like these dramatic recaps, subscribe to Movie Recap NL and don't forget to hit the bell.